Hello, everyone. So it's Lily here, and I am here with the fabulous Zoya Mac, who is an amazing nail content creator and social media pro. And she's here to share some insight into creating content for brands and sort of brand collaborations and that sort of thing. So thank you so much for joining us, Zoya. How are you?
Oh, good. Thank you. Thanks for having me. Thanks so much for inviting. It's
Of
nice. Thanks.
course. I'm so excited to hear your perspective and everything. I mean, your socials always look absolutely amazing. And I think you're going to have some really good tips for our readers. So I can't wait to sort of
I'll
hear
try.
your experience and your tips. And I'd love to sort of start by asking you about sort of your nail tech journey and sort of when did you first qualify?
Yeah, so I qualified in nails in like 2020, no, 2019 in nails. I just qualified in beauty in 2002, 2003. So I was just trying to think. Yeah, so actually restarted nails qualification 2019, after I had my little boy. Yeah, just wanted to kind of I like makeup and nails, and makeup was just not happening. I couldn't travel and stuff. I thought I could do nails in home in evenings, between my full-time job. So yeah, that's why I got back into beauty and restarted qualification.
Oh, amazing. So how long did you do sort of nail teching for full time?
I suppose I did it well full time only a couple of years, but I did part time for about since 2019 until 2023. Um, so yeah, until the COVID, that word, I was part time working from home and in spare room, and then we decided to have a second child, and I always say that she stole my nail room, but it's okay. We love her.
Just love
So
it.
that's why she stole it. So yeah, so I had to make once I was on maternity with my second child, I had to make a decision if I'm going to give up nails altogether because I no longer had space, or if I'm actually going to take a leap and go into employment, and leave my steady office job. Um, the office job was fine. It was just fine. So yeah, and I decided to kind of take the leap and go self-employed. And at that point, I then had the three options of working for salon, renting space, or actually building something. And after quite a few researches and see how much the rent is, how much, what space would you get in the salon, and in my locations, if there's salons that would align with what I'm trying to do. I then had made the decision to go take a loan out and build a studio in back garden because that worked out the most best for me. Yeah. So,
Amazing. So I know you sort of mentioned to me before that then you had to sort of stop working full time as a nail tech because of an injury. Could you sort of explain more about that and then how you sort of continued into the nail industry afterwards despite the injury?
yeah. So after we had the COVID, as I think most people would sort of jumped into working 12-hour days, really going for it and getting busy. And about a year and a half, 2 years in, I had great extractor, I had e-files, I had all the stuff that would protect me as a nail tech. But I realized my hand, my working hand, it would start to get really bad strains, even though I was using e-file and not filing manually. So, for example, every morning I will have to start taking some painkillers to start to start the pain. So, and I just thought one day, I thought, I'm too young for this. I don't want to lose my working arm. And I had to come up with some idea what I want to do, still with the nail industry. I didn't want to open a salon. It just wasn't for me. I didn't. I just think there's too many amazing brands that I love using, so I want to still stay with them. Um, and the training, like a training again. Just I didn't want to do it, but I love other people doing it. So I thought I had to come up. What else can I do? And I actually back then enjoyed doing videos and photos just for myself to attract clients. And I thought, how can I actually work it? And then I decided to get into marketing and go and qualify. Took about 8 months to qualify in marketing to understand it, and then be brave and reach out to brands and see who wants to work with me. So that's, yeah, 6 months worked with clients, and then still did um, extra work on the side to just get going. It was some busy days, but it worked out well. So yeah.
Amazing.
But yeah, so the
So
injury was. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
so
the injury was from nearly, most nail techs will have, or most hairdressers will have. It's just the usual injury that we get in working arm. You usually get in the wrist. I got it in the elbow, and it's just really shooting pain that every time you work. So it's all day shooting pain. It's just, and you think it's only going to get worse. So yeah.
oh, well, that's amazing that you still sort of ended up still within the industry that you love, but sort of like a bit of a
Yeah.
different avenue.
Yeah.
So yeah, so for anyone who doesn't know, so Zoya has sort of a background in social media management for nail brands, as well as obviously what you primarily do now, which is a content creator for nail brands. So
Yeah.
first, we sort of talk about how you got into sort of social media management for a nail brand, and the responsibilities that you sort of had within that role.
Yes, obviously. I guess I qualified in management and I thought, okay, I know nails. I know as from other side what actually kind of as a nail tech, what I want to see. And it was quite yeah, and then I started to research the brands that I actually liked and then reached out to a couple of brands that I genuinely liked what they kind of what the approach is, what they stand for, and the products. I thought I'm not really good at selling stuff, so I thought I can't sell stuff that I don't actually like.
Yeah.
So I thought, okay, I need to actually reach out to brands I genuinely like and to actually work for myself. When I was a nail tech, I was a multi-brand nail tech. I really enjoyed using multi-brands, so hence I had a good experience in that. Yeah, reached out to a couple of brands, and one of them we started working with, and I was mainly primarily concentrating on Instagram social media side. I would do 80% of visual. We did have a second content creator, which I was working with directly with her, do briefs for her, and she would then deliver, and then I would then write scripts and everything that needs to go together to produce that content. Work with the owner to promote, to do launches, to do sales, and then also reach out to creators and influencers or nail technicians to kind of try to benefit from both sides. And I do think it's helped that I was an nail tech, so I know how it feels when your work is not valued. But at the same time, working for a brand, I could see how many other side try to kind of get freebie for not really sure why. So it was interesting to see from both sides of kind of the companies need to blend together with people and work together rather than one side trying to win against the other one. So yeah, it was good to see that. Yeah,
Yeah.
so I kind of started doing that and editing and creating.
Amazing. So for any sort of our readers who are now techs or now influencers or sort of now content creators who want to sort of get more brand collaborations or potentially go into sort of the content creation space, do you have any advice on sort of what a social media manager would be looking for?
Yeah, so I think most brands they are different. Obviously, everyone has their own planning, but most time if you reach out to the brand, or we always kind of look at actually if you actually used us before. So um, I think a lot of people don't understand that it's a daily. You get at least 10 messages going, "Oh, can I have something? Can I have this?" And you're like, "Okay, what have you tried before?" And they're like, "Oh, nothing." I was like, "Well, okay, you wouldn't just go to the shop and ask for freebie. You don't even never
Yeah.
try for them." So showing your page that you actually used them before, it's very easy for us to check that if you even have an account with us, even if you bought before. So yeah, and then also have good images, be active on your page. You don't need to have many followers. Most brands won't need to look for many followers, but you do need to have uh, nail technicians mainly as followers, purely because for a brand, because most brands sell to professionals only. So if you have your clients, which are great, they're not going to be able to buy from us. So you're not going to be able to, even if you show our products, which is wonderful, um, it's not going to be beneficial. And this way, as I said, it needs to work both ways. So you get something and that way around. Um, so yeah, have clear, good images, photos. Doesn't need to be long, doesn't need to be big, just needs to be a clear lens, good lighting, show that you actually put effort in, and be active on your socials. By active, I mean it doesn't need to be every day. You don't need to be constantly on it. Even once a week will do great as long as it's a good post. And just be a nice person, I suppose. I don't know, some brands might want that kind of like argumentative or aggressive, but we were looking for kind of something that would align with the brand, which will be genuine, nice, kind of friendly person that will feel genuine coming across when they show product.
Yeah, definitely. So consistent high quality posts, be sort of having a passion for the brand and the product and
Yeah.
really believing in the brand that
Yeah,
you're working
yeah.
with and
Because
being loyal to
again,
them.
yeah, because again, we can see, even if you ever posted with colors, have you even tagged us? It's um yeah, I think yeah, it's easy to see that if you actually tag us or you're trying to use, because no one likes to be used. The same thing is as a brand, if we come to you and we say, right, we want 10 videos from you, we want everything from you, you will feel used as well.
Yeah.
So it kind of needs to work together. But also, I do think that as a brand for gift, we can't really expect specific ones. But if we are paid, then yes, that's more to a brief. So it needs to be also the level what, and it needs to be like, if it gets gifted, then it is gifted. But if it's paid, then there's a brief, and there you go. So there is then mini job. So it's two different things: gifting and actually paid ads.
Oh, could you explain a bit more about that sort of, so say more about sort of the process of, say someone did reach out and then maybe there would be a bit of communication between them and the social media team on the brand. And yeah, sort of the different options between sort of gifted opportunities and then paid opportunities.
Yeah, so gifted opportunity would be that we reach out, and or people reach out. Well, if we reach out, most time it would be at first gifted, unless pretty much when the brand reaches out, most time they will ask, what is your, would love your work, would love to gift it to you, and it's then up to Nail Tech to say, I'm really sorry, I currently don't take gifted, but I can give you my rate card, and then it's up to us to then that's more of a brief. But if Nail Tech reaches out to us and say, love your product, our new collection is great, and we see that, we would go definitely on the page, we actually see the activity. It's very easy to see when people bought followers. People bought likes, people followers. It's not interesting to a brand. It's not going to help us. You're not going to help yourself. Don't buy stuff. So yeah, we'll go if we can see that actually some nail techs comment on yours and followers, you have some. Your followers can be 1,000 people, but as long as you're active and your views get good, then yeah, of course we're going to want to send you stuff. It's very important to clarify at which stage you're in beforehand. So if we send you going, yes, we're happy to gift you, we would love if you could mention us in a story, or please tag us in anything you create. Well, that is, you said to them what you hope to get, but you can't tell them saying, okay, we gift you 3 colors, we want 3 sets, because that's then you expecting as a mini job, and then I can come back and say, I'm sorry, but that's going to cost me money, because not every client will want that. But if you then come back to me and say it will cost you money, then yeah. So it's you have to get that clear at the beginning before products get sent out. Either way, and then yeah. So get it clear, get it done, and then. But also quite often it could be a gift opportunity first, and if you're hoping to work with that brand, do go beyond, go extra, and then they will actually, for next release, they will go, wow, she did a great job. Let's actually ask her for paid role to do a video. It might not get based on your job, but we might ask you to do it for us. We'll buy that video off you, and then we can reuse it afterwards. So I always recommend go slightly extra to get noticed, and then if you want to have a longer relationship with the brand.
Oh, that's great. That's some great tips there and really informative. So now obviously I think so you'll do more of like the content creation. So what sort of made you decide to go from the social media management to sort of full-time content creation?
The kind of decision was, it was quite a hard decision. It was similar to when I had to give up on my clients, because there was not bad blood. There was, I really still like the company, and we're still good friends, so it's good. The main decision was purely because I didn't have time for both anymore. Even when I was working with the brand, I was self-employed, so I was still creating for other brands. I always try to make it different, so they look different. So but I currently have quite good interest in actually training in this, and I thought I can't train, create, and manage.
Yeah.
I'm not going to give good. It's going to be half empty cups everywhere, so it's not actually going to be beneficial. Yeah, money, great, give me money, but I'll be burnt out. Families never going to see me, and I'm not going to actually perform well in all aspects. So yeah, so I had to make a decision to stop the social media management moment, pass it on, and kind of concentrate on actually training, and so creating content. I still work with the brand. We just work as a content creator now. So it's all good. It's just it was purely for I can't stretch out. I'm meant to be part-time working mom, so I can't stretch out
Yeah,
to three different
definitely.
positions. Yeah.
So, what would you say your favorite part of creating content for brands is?
Favorite part is definitely getting the stuff. It's getting unreleased stuff. I'm nosy and I love knowing stuff before it gets released. It's like you know stuff before it even gets released because the brands send you the stuff. It's quite
Yeah,
exciting.
I
You're like, oh,
understand.
it's like you in the club of secret. It's great fun. That's the best stuff. I'm like, ooh, exciting. Um, yeah, so it's I love creating. I love products. Most of the stuff I have to because I'm lucky to have long-term relationships with the brands. So I will actually keep the products. I don't really give them to for the future use of the videos. Um, and also it's nice to use all the beautiful hand care products. So my hands have to be in great condition, so I get to use the best hair care products from different brands. It's great. So they look after me, which is nice. Yes, it's definitely getting new stuff and trying it months before even released.
Yeah, that's amazing. Is there anything you sort of find a bit challenging about being a content creator?
The challenging part is, yeah, the challenging part I'd say it's actually getting the brief right with the client. Some clients will have very strict briefs and you can't vary it, and that will be quite difficult for me. Um, I don't like copying other people's designs, but sometimes that'll be the brief, and then we'll have to come to some sort of agreement. Um, or for example, or they have no brief at all, and then you have to go I kind of need to know something. I kind of need to go with something because
Yeah.
my idea of lovely will be your idea of horrible,
Mhm.
or your idea of wonderful. You know, for example, when I was a nail tech, I always had two different hands with two different full-on designs, and I looked like a village crazy. But to me, it was promoting. This was my promotion. I was walking around. I go to a coffee shop, and they're like, "Oh, I like this," but one hand be orange, one hand be green. They'll have designs, and that's how I used to get clients.
Yeah.
I don't do that anymore. But it worked as a walk-in. Everyone's like, "Why you have this?" And they say, "Well, on my own business card, I have to have crazy."
Yeah.
Um, you know, how else could people get to know me? Yeah, so the brief, very strict brief or no brief, that's the hardest bit because you then have to spend time, have a call with the client to actually, especially if it's the first time, to really gauge what do they want. Because most time they say, "Oh, we just like what you do, just create it." It's very good you like what I do, it's wonderful, but I can't copy what I create for the brand. I need to understand what you like so I can gel it for you without having identity because they won't be happy. You won't be happy if your videos look the same. Yeah, so that's the hardest bit.
Do you have any sort of tips for catering content for like a specific brand? There's certain things you look into or you would ask before you sort of go around making your idea for whatever content you're creating?
Yeah, so for the brand reaches out, I would definitely have a look if we align as such because for example, I can't do acrylics. I never got it's like next master amazingness. I never got into it. So I won't be able to offer any acrylic nail brand work. So if they reach out, I'm not going to be the right person for them. So I'll have to kind of turn them down. So I do have to reach into see into the brand, also see kind of if the products, um, for example, it, if the products are on Amazon or on you can find somewhere else, and they have quite few negative feedbacks, I potentially might have to say no purely because I have to put them on my skin as well. And I will eventually have to put them on my page, and I might not want to specifically promote them. So that's, I'll do look into that as well, because the same as brands will look into me, if I align with them, I need to be respectful to the people I work with and see if I align with that brand. Um, so the other thing is, if so yes, the other thing I would look into brand, what sort of temperament they have. Are they quite more bold and bright? Are they really neutral basic? So before approaching or pitching a brand, definitely create a portfolio of your work that will suit them. Portfolio, I mean by your couple of videos, couple of photos of your work. If it's a minimalistic brand, there's no point putting bells and whistles, nail art into that portfolio because that's not them. At the same time, if it's very up and bright, you don't want to put very basic nail art into that portfolio because you're just not going to click. For example, when I work not just with UK brands, I work with French and stuff. And sometimes they want me to use, I don't understand French. So we talk about, sometimes I need to use French music. And when I add it, I actually need to translate and understand the words of the music because how can people something rude to that gel polish? I need to know what it's singing. So like, because I need to choose the music, but I can't have some explicit music. And then like, okay, you're weird. So there's a couple of things. There's a good day goes into researching the brand. See, I'll look at the website, I'll look on their socials, I'll look on their TikTok to understand them before I can start actually setting up, thinking of the backgrounds, thinking of the scenario to start creating video for the brand. Once we work more than once, it's easier, but first time it's you kind of need to understand that one.
Yeah, definitely. That's amazing. So also obviously you've got sort of social media management sort of perspective and also the content creator perspective. How do you think it sort of benefits you having seen both sides of it?
I think it benefits from understanding both sides. Kind of from social media management, um, I suppose from social media management, I can understand how the creators might feel. So when I was working on social media management, I understood because I was on the other side, being respectful of the lead times, being respectful of their paying. The products need to arrive beforehand, and all that stuff. So that's giving them clear directions and be respectful of the content. But yeah, but so when I create for brands now, I'm trying to think pretty much, it's not to show off my skill, it's to show off the product. I need the end story of that product is to sell. So
Yeah.
I can give you all the dazzle, but I need to sell. So I need to think of what can help to get the hook in, to get the stuff in. I'm irrelevant here. Like it's what will help display the color the best, the texture, and also be quite truthful to the end user. So I don't want to, if the color is runny, I don't want to apply it and show that it's really thick and pigmented because when the customers buy from the brand be not happy because it didn't show the portrayal of the true texture of the product. So just trying to be truthful to the end user because I used to be that end user, and there's nothing worse when you're buying a product and you think it's this wonderful, I don't know, glossy effect, and it's not. Yeah, so kind of trying to understand from that side, it's not just to sell, but also to have recurring customers coming back to that brand and trying to help them with that.
Yeah, definitely. No, it's been so insightful sort of seeing you, obviously your perspective as a nail tech, a social media manager, and a content creator. You a jack of all trades. You've got it
Thank you.
all. So I think that's all the questions that I had. Was there anything else sort of you wanted to talk about or
No, no, it was just nice talking. No, I think I kind of just here for any people who want to learn and get into it is just to kind of um, just be brave kind of thing. Because people won't know, but I'm actually quite like anything. Go to social events. Go to definitely get to know people. It's nice that I have my nail friends. I have people in the industry. We help each chat with each other. And I would definitely recommend to go to all the social events, no matter how scared you are. I always go by myself. I always need that little glass of wine first. Just to keep, and then yeah, make friends, talk to people, you know, um, yeah, and be kind of more open to possibilities and do things that sometimes at first, in the first good year, you will, if you want to grow, you will have to start from lower down. Just as in nail techs we did, we started with few clients, then we'll grow. So I still got way to grow. Like I'm looking at some amazing people. I was like, wow. But just kind of think where you are now and think what else you need to do to learn. For example, I'm dyslexic and I really struggle to write like emails and captions and stuff. So I had to learn ChatGPT and all that stuff when I was doing marketing to understand it, but understand it better, not just copy and paste.
Like
So
inspiration.
if your content, yeah, inspiration and ideas and stuff, and I was like, well, I'm foreign and dyslexic is just like great mix. It's fun. But it's if your content needs, if you look at it and it's like grainy or something, reach out to someone who does it and just ask them, what do you use? There might be, most of the time people are happy to help. I have quite a few people reach out to me and say, what lens do you use? What do you use? How settings? And I'm always happy to help if I can. So just reach out to get better at what you want to get at. The last thing, if you're looking to content create, think who you're creating for. Are you creating to attract more clients, for your nail clients? Then it's completely different. Or you're trying to attract a brand. If you're trying to attract the brand, concentrate on two, maximum two, three. Don't go for everyone. Don't tag them all in a post. Brands can see when you tag every single kind of brand, and then you're like, well, whose red did you use? Because you just tagged them as all for the sake of. Yeah, so just try to be transparent, ask questions, and kind of be a bit braver and go to events and talk to people. And we'll nice, hopefully.
Amazing. Just put yourself out there, ask the questions, and you should be on your
Yeah,
way.
yeah, like Scratch Awards coming up. I went last year and it was so much fun. Scratch Awards petrified. There was so many amazing um people there, and sit on the table with only two people but
Yeah,
it was the best thing. So Scratch Awards, beauty shows, nails, just yeah, everyone's there, everyone's scared there, everyone's fine. We'll just make
yeah.
friends.
Everyone's there
Fine.
to celebrate everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing. Oh, well, thank you so much, Zoya. That was
Yeah.
amazing. And I mean, if anyone wants to sort of write any questions in the description below, I'm sure Zoya won't mind sort of answering a few.
Yeah.
They did want to sort of put themselves out there and ask those questions now.
Yeah. Just
But
yeah,
yeah,
just
so
give it.
thank you so much. I hope everyone has a great week. And that's everything from us.
Thank you
Bye.
guys. Bye.